Hello there, YouTubers, and welcome to the second episode in the web series The Opinions and Times of the Fred. Now, this week's episode follows on very nicely from last week's episode, where I talked about my opinions on the race for life and why there wasn't more awareness for testicular cancer and prostate cancer and cancers that directly affect men. Because I went to support my mother at the race for life that she completed. Very well done to her. I went to support her and noticed that it was only women running the race, and wondered whether or not there would be a possibility of a similar thing for men. So this week I went onto the BBC News website and rummaged around for stories and what have you that I could talk about in this week's episode. I've actually scripted this week's, so hopefully there will be less of me going, what shall I talk about next? So, anyway, on to this week's story. It follows on from last week very nicely because the title is, Why Are Men So Reluctant to Seek Medical Advice? Now, I've narrowed it down to three things. Having had personal experience in this, I shall explain that later. The three things I've narrowed it down to, well, four things. The four things I've narrowed it down to are men are just too embarrassed to go get themselves checked out. If they find something, a strange lump, or there's something wrong with them, they're too embarrassed, it's all male pride, I'll be fine, I don't need to go get checked out by a doctor. Or there's the other one, which is, I'll ignore it and it'll go away. Be fine. Be right, there's nothing wrong with me. Be fine, it'll go away. The third one is they don't trust the medical system, which, with all the stories in the news lately of the NHS, I don't blame you. But the fourth one is a combination of them all. Now, this is generally the majority. Men are embarrassed. We're embarrassed very, very easily by our bodies, unless, of course, you're a porn star or something and you've got a massive cock. Well, then you've got nothing to be embarrassed about. But the ignoring it and hoping it goes away, it doesn't work, guys. Get out there and get yourself checked, okay? I've learned from personal experience, if there's something wrong with you, go and get it checked straight away, because I didn't, and now I've got to have an operation on it. Okay? It was an embarrassing place, which is why I didn't go get it seen to. But now I've been to the NHS, I've been to York Hospital, I've seen a specialist, he's diagnosed me, he's going to operate me, and then I shall be fixed, which is brilliant. Going to be fixed. All better, Freddie will be better. But seriously, guys, if you find anything wrong with you at all, if you find a strange lump, don't be embarrassed, okay? The doctors have seen it before, and worse, okay? They're not going to be embarrassed by fondling your balls, okay? Or, can you cough for me, sir, while I fondle your balls? There's nothing wrong with it. You won't become, there's nothing wrong with it, okay? He's seen it a million times, okay? He probably knows your balls better than you do. Go get yourself checked if you find anything. Or, if you're just curious, it might be something hidden. I don't know. But don't go worrying yourself, just go get a check. Be fine. Now, the third point that I told you was they don't trust the medical system. This leads me on to my second story, which is I was looking through the BBC News website again and came across this story of a paediatrician who was, while practicing, inhaling Entonox gas with 7 other nurses. Now, Entonox gas, to all of you who may know it by its street name, is laughing gas. Now, it has several side effects. It makes you woozy, it is a painkiller, so it makes you go all numb and tingly, woo! And it gives you a high sensation, so you feel like, whoa, dude. I know, because I've had to have treatment with Entonox gas. It's nice stuff, but not while you're working, especially if you're a paediatrician, which, for those who don't know, is a children's doctor. So, although the piece I looked at said that no children were harmed, it doesn't matter if no children were harmed. You don't inhale a toxic gas with 7 other nurses while you're practicing on children, you fricking idiot. And that really got me riled up, because the second part of the story was he was allowed to carry on practicing. The hospital he was working at while he took the Entonox gas fired him, but another hospital went and hired him again. So he's still practicing. This idiot who inhaled toxic gas and got himself practically high as a kite while he was supposed to be practicing on children, not in a weird way, he's a children's doctor, just in case you missed it, okay, he was supposed to be treating children, was high, and they've let him carry on practicing. Freaking idiots. He's more of an idiot as well for doing it and getting 7 other nurses wrapped up in his little trip. Right, anyway, I'll come down off my pedestal now. YouTubers, if you have been watching, and I hope you have been, and I hope you will join me next week for the 3rd installment of the series, The Opinions and Times of the Fred. That's all for now, folks. Bye-bye.